Oh no, I'm missing something. There we go. Today we're gonna get the bounty missions working. The refinery missions, I mean. So these are the missions that are available. These are the accepted. wonder why it's not updating. Remote refinery mission. So there's 5 there, and we're going to accept one. Right, refinery mission is accepted for selected player. Whoa, we're actually not referencing it. Yeah. Yeah, this should be subscribing. So this is emitting. Okay, player selected mission. Refinery mission ID selected for player. Which none of that is happening. Hey, how's it going, Hype Runs? How's your game going? Oh. Right, okay, so we're not actually selecting the mission. Game's going forward. Have a new trailer. Nice. And what you're doing and what doing your project, that's still going pretty good. I have a bunch of people actually doing a lot of testing on it right now. And I'm adding a lot of the mining gameplay loops. So mining, gas mining, ore mining. Right now I'm working on refinery missions. So the ability to, you know, have the station, you know, I need X amount of units of something or Y amount of units of something. So it's just building gameplay, pretty much. Mission ID. Mission selected. Mission select. Selected mission. Yeah, we'll just say mission selected. By ID. Yeah, game system taking a lot of time for me at the moment. I'm working on the building system and power system. That is hell. The powers and stuff. Gotcha. Maybe we only just select them by ID anyway. Yeah, let's just do that. Mission selected. That handler. It'll only be by ID instead. Oh yeah, right. It's a string. Yeah, I could do all that in that one function. Yeah, it's a lot of work, eh? It's good when it starts all coming together, though. We will do an accept mission function. Which will do all this work. For purple. Do you have like demo builds of your game on Steam, Hyperons? Or like early access builds? Yep. Because I think I did see your Steam page. It's a bit older. I have like first. It's a bit older. I have first to look how to update it. Oh, okay, okay. You have a newer build for the Epic Mega Grant application, which is on Google Drive. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize you got the Epic Mega Grant. That's cool. Alright, so now these are actually being accepted. Okay, so these are the two accepted missions, or for Station Alpha. Two or missions. And then when we're selling, you saw Hype Run's trailer on Steam? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Hype Run's game is looking really good. Yeah, this is Hype Run's game in Unreal. Yeah, I know my teleport's not coming through. Didn't know if I get the Mega Rant. The selection prize is now 6 to 16 or 6 to 30, but no rejection. Oh, okay, cool. Looking good. Yeah, you have a supporter anyway when it gets close to being released. I mean, I'm only one guy, but I'll certainly play it once it comes out. I think I do have it added to my wish list, but I think I'm not logged in Steam on the web. We need more space games. Yeah, so when we're actually selling at the refinery station, yeah, so we're selling all, we actually want to, yeah. These are all very placeholdery functions right now, just to get the prototyping of things going. If it's or, so let's do. I also have a side project, but realistic graphics, nice. Maybe someday I will switch to style. I got you. I mean, it's easier to have a smaller, easier to, scope. So we want a progress mission. Today I have a separate. Today I have a sep. You have to separate the ship controller and stuff. And have it as a single component for other projects, but working. But many stuff to fix because all skill things from Hyperons is now not working. But it's fixable. Hi to Fairplays, the others before me, remember to drink water. Thanks. Yeah, so let's do if mission type is type. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and we should return. So we're only doing one mission. Why are we using? Isn't this like? Oh, we are using floats. I don't really need the decimal places. And I have to go to bed, but thanks for sharing the trailer. Have a good stream. Yeah, have a good one. I don't know if we want to use floats for this. The number of units. We don't know what the unit value is, but I think a whole number is fine. I'm gonna change this. Whenever is the few thing. How's our right? What's our right here? Yeah, keep it simple. Fine. Well, thanks, Squeak. At least I know that the YouTube is working. down. Yeah, this is an int now, so I don't know why this is not. We're mining resource. Yeah, made an int. Shouldn't have to do that. Okay. We need to like make a universal like UI system for all these different types of missions that the player has. Hydrogen. Let's do ore. Right, so we need like for each of the types of missions that we have, we need to add them here as like in a kind of a unified system. I don't know why we're on missions by default. I need to change that too, actually. And then we want to start saving some of these missions, just client side for the time being, until we get the network versions in. But I do want to actually be able to check and see what our missions are. Well, these are kind of unified. I'm gonna change all this too and make it be a texture. Right now it's not. All this needs to be baked, like rebaked. Because there's a huge performance cost to how terrible I've made this thing. Yeah, so this is a mission system. Yeah, the terminal has a mission scene. Mission type. Yeah, we could create like a unified system. Maybe it'll just redraw itself from the different missions whenever we kind of update it. Not seeing the font overrides though for this. Quick load. Boom. Theme variants. Theme overrides for styles. Oh, might it be? Okay. Alright. So we have an H box with all of these. This is how big. 900 wide. Oh, this should be bigger then. Do 28. Yeah, whatever the value is will be the goal, or the mission goal. The reward down here. I don't even know about this whole background thing of the color, but I'll get it all working and then we'll think about it. How we want to kind of do this. As long as it shows the mission type, the reward, the ID of the mission itself. We don't necessarily need to know the target type, but we want to know a unit amount. If there is one. wonder why that's public. What? Yeah, for the personal terminal, am I directly accessing the game manager for this? Yes, for the update UI. Okay, so when we're updating mission, we are queuing them, and then we're going to each one. Let's convert this into display. Deliveries. We can early return on these being null. Anyone display refinery missions. And we need to actually just early return on this. Delivery, refinery. I don't know, would I actually convert it to a string? Type string? I guess it will. And if we're pulling the delivery missions from the UI, from the manager, do I really need to show them here? I don't think I do. Nope. But we need to force. We need this to update. So force update. This runs the update. What's invoking this? Game manager update QA. Weird. Because the mission should be updating. This is subscribing to it, but nothing's triggering this. Must be... Oh, so it's just an internal update UI function. We'll admit it. So wherever we want to update the UI. So let's see, activation system is doing it after we add credits. Gotcha. And we want to update the UI as well whenever we make a transaction. Actually, no. Because we're already in the game manager, so after we progress, after this is done, whenever we do a progress of the mission, and something is happening, we'll update the UI, so we're not doing it all the time. Now, how many bugs have we just introduced, I wonder? Oh, yes, amount. So we have missions, check the terminal, no missions. Accept the mission. So we have 1 refinery mission, 2 refinery missions, 3 refinery missions. Yeah, so I want the update UI to redraw these. But I want to actually make sure we're setting the values of these mission types and whatnot. So the guys can actually see what missions they've accepted. So that whole font could be a lot bigger. But they seem to be working and accepting. So really the question is, out of the missions I've accepted for ore, yeah, we don't really know. We need some type of metadata, some unified metadata. Because I want to have the display of the missions be same UI, but if we cancel the mission in the terminal, all we're doing is canceling. We're just sending the single to be like, hey, we would like to cancel this by the mission ID. So it doesn't matter what type of mission it is. We just need mission type and ID, and that's the only thing the system should actually need to reference what type of mission and which mission it is that we need to cancel. I'll be right back. Did you see a doggo? Did you actually see a doggo? There is a doggo there. Oh, okay. Shiloh. Come over. You coming over? Make fun of camera? You coming? He's like, no, I don't know. Here. Come. We're making refinery missions today, Fictious. I don't know if you were here yesterday. I think you were here yesterday. Actually, when we were going through all the things. So now we have refinery missions, right? So we have hydrogen or refining the refinery. So like if I accept this one ore mission, check my pad. So we have a refinery mission. I also need to, like, when I accept it, like, you know, removes it from the list. But alright, so now we have all of the terminal UIs, which I like. It really does, like, kind of simplify things. So if try laser. What I love about Moon and Sliver, like the new guys that we have testing, is they bring like there's a player focused incentive to make things playable. Right, so if we go get some ore, we should get some progress on that mission. Bored. Well, I'm hoping we get some progress on that mission. I just can't wait for the game to be playable enough, you know, that it's kind of marketing itself. I really like the idea. Like, I think socially I do want to spend time getting the pool game in. I don't think it would bloat the project too much to add pool. And I also don't think it'd be too bad to add NPC racing. So it's like just a flight model with a bunch of navigation points, and you know, it'd be cool if players could bet on the ships. And what would happen is it would just, you know, do races. It would spawn in NPCs to race every like 15-20 minutes or so. So there's like an actual opportunity to bet. In-game stock market be managed by the website, trading stocks all day from the web instead of actually playing. Oh my god, Fixius. Oh, that would be so funny. Oh my god, that would actually be hilariously funny. It'd be like Neopets all over again. I used to play the stock market in Neopets, and like I had a very unhealthy obsession with Neopet stock market. Like, I can't even explain. Like, I had to stop playing it. It was just like, oh, it was bad. Like, really, really bad Neopets addiction when it comes to like the stock market minigame. But we could actually do something like that, which would be kind of funny, you know what I mean? Like just a little minigame that kind of connects through the US economy and enables you to buy like, you know, like stocks. And what's funny is we could even allow like stocks for the corporations, like the actual big corps. So depending on their losses and stuff like that, like in the game, which is being driven by the NPCs, their value propositions could go down and whatever. It'd be kind of funny. I love gambling. In video games, that is. It's really funny, as I'm just sitting here playing this game, it's like every day it's slowly becoming an actual game. I find that very amusing. It was 23%. Yeah, it's almost as if you're making a game. Yeah, I know. It's wild. Oh, here comes the moment of truth. Are we ready? So we have 226, according to remote, on our game manager refinery missions. So we've accepted one mission. This one mission, oh, it only requires 230 ore. So technically, when I click this, this should be enough to satisfy. I should get the 2,500 credits, and it should work. Sold all. So checking for mission progression. We're progressing mission with level 228. We're saying our personal terminal has been called. So we progressed the mission. Hey, Redshift. But did we actually complete the mission? So here's our goal value. Wait. Oh no, we're short. Oh no, we're literally short. 2 units to the goal value because we only had 228 ore, which is very annoying. I'm going to pretend. Yeah, let's go back to the ship. Hang on, we're gonna choose it here. Let's go and give our ship. Let's go find our mining ship. Did I put player ships under its own node? Or is the ship now anchored? I don't know if the... Oh no, there is. Okay. Boop. So where is this? Systems ore mining resource. So we've reset the level. I'm going to manually. Oh, I can't set it. Why? Ore mining resource. No. I'm not going and mining 2 units. we need to make a command that sets an active ship, and then we can just kind of change the ship stats for the active ship. Kind of like set ship, set ship, blah 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 blah, and it'll only be whatever the active ship is. Because right now we don't know if the mission is completed. Oh no! Like wow, what? Hang on. Oh, it was just temporarily placed into a weird 0G. Why? The end of the gravity. Well, that sucks, but you know what? Let's continue the test. Stupid game forcing me to actually play it. So we need like 8 units of I'm just gonna crack 2 rocks to be sure. Because that'll be 32 units. Like, I'm making good money, but I'm not completing the mission. And this is not even the goal for tonight. The goal for tonight is to make the new radar. Or that was the intended goal for tonight. Okay, that should be enough to complete the mission. Please work, mission. I also gotta figure out why that LARP does that weird nonsense. Is it gonna work? What do you think? What do you think, chat? What are the chances of this mission completing when I sell this ore? It works! And it forces the personal terminals to update. So if we check our personal terminal now, we finish the mission. It works. So that and I will assume now, both the mining missions and the and we should have got the bonus. Yeah. Cool. So So now we have mining and ore missions. Should have actually added the... I think so too. I want to find... So what I'm thinking... oh god. Because we're using like a mobiGlass type situation, I want to make a beep sound come from the mobiGlass. Or from the device. Like a doo-doo, doo-doo. You know, like a positive doot or negative doot, depending on the thing, and unless you turn it off, because that could be actually a gameplay mechanic, where like if someone's trying to sneak around something, and they get like a mission update or something from their ship or something from the system because something has notified them, then that is kind of broadcasted three-dimensionally. In the world, so it can kind of give you away if you have a whole bunch of shit on the go. So, you know, that could be kind of fun, you know. So now I can accept another mission, and or 2 missions, and well, boom, that's first, boom. So we have, look at all these changes I've made. So tier 0, refinery missions are working, boom. We are on a roll. Alright, so now these are done. The only thing I eventually want to do though is like, we're storing a lot of nodes in the mission systems, and I want to break these mission systems up into resources themselves. So instead of there being individual mission systems that handle their own thing, right? What we'll do is we'll convert these into a resource. So this will be like a, like we'll have a mission resource or a mission system resource, which extends resource. We extend that to bring in all these different mission systems, and then there's a mission manager that has each mission system resource plugged in, and then the manager will have references to these dependencies, like the refinery mission nodes. Like any node references will be done by that one mission manager, which itself will be a node, but it will contain an array of mission resources pretty much, and each resource system will will handle its own stuff. So I can create a new a new mission system. I can create a whole new mission system, and it'll be inherited from the same like base resource. It'll have like accept the missions and missions or whatever the new type is, a new mission type, and all the logic can still be in the resource. But the idea then is the game manager has one node under it, which will be like the mission manager, which will then have all of the mission type or mission systems as resources. Right, so there's less. We need to. We have to start freeing up the node tree. Right, so we can't have, like we have all these nodes which do their own individual things. We have one for bounties, one for deliveries, and they're all working. Right, we have like deliveries has their own accepted mission. This makes sense from a class level, but it's not like Unity where we can add, multiple classes. So I think if this was a resource instead. The only thing is we can't store, like we can store these, like the missions and accept the missions, because they themselves are resources. So they can all exist. And the mission targets could also just be paths. Like we could totally save out the node paths to those resources. For those that are live, like living missions. That would all be fine. But for the physical dependencies, like when we wake up, all the delivery terminals register to the delivery mission system, right? All of the, the prison system, right? All the, the rooms and all the stations get registered, I'm ready, into that manager, which handles all that logic. So that's something I want to do, want to think about. Like this is easier to work with, but and at the end of the day, maybe like having 20 extra nodes in a scene tree isn't really going to have any cost per se than just me going to a resource, iterating, and running a command. But we'll see if we can clean it up a bit. I've been really on a... I think a lot of the systems of the game are kind of being developed now and they're kind of working. So I think we need to just kind of think about like ways that we can gain, less nodes. Like what can we convert into resources? What can we convert into ref counted classes? Especially if it's a pure logic oriented system that doesn't need anything exported. It just does something. It references one system or pulls data from something else and does something. Those can all be classes that inherit from ref counted, and just, they're just literally plugged in on a manager and they do their own thing. So I don't know, just stuff to think about now that we're kind of getting more into the gameplay programming. But I really like the gameplay design. I love being at this stage now where we've created the theme park and the theme park is well enough that it functions. And now I can start putting in the real gameplay design and all of the connected systems that make the game fun, right? So that's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like stuff here that needs to get moved. Let me close out my... Who was that? Oh, it was from eBay. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so for the next thing, it's going to be a lot more complicated. We need to... How do I explain this? We need to take everything that exists as a rigid body in the ship's systems, and we need to build a three-dimensional UI for it. Now, that's to say we want to do a 2D. Like, we could do a 2D UI. I don't really know, like, which one's going to be better. In the long term, if we just make like points in a three-dimensional space and then kind of rotate. I don't know, what we would probably prefer. It could even kind of be a shader, but the point being is we have a whole bunch of vector 3 positions that represent all of the things around the player based upon how the sensors have detected it, and we need to represent that to the player. So the way I'm thinking, because we have a hologram and we have a holographic display, I think we should use 3D, but I don't think we should use 3D objects. I think we should use labels, almost like a particle effect. Like the whole 3D star map is kind of a particle effect of sorts, but maybe like slightly different. So that's kind of the idea, but I'm not 100% sure like how I want to go about it, because we have to I don't want to have to like instantiate or anything. I want to pretty much preload what would be effectively 25 to 30, maybe 32 indicator points, which will be like label 3Ds or like a particle of sorts. And based upon the array of rigid bodies, right, for each of those up into a certain maximum of how much we want to, like, we'll have to do like a breadth first type. I'll have to do like a very simple link expression where we can sort these by distance. So we kind of sort all rigid bodies that are being sensed by distance. And maybe you can periodically... Yeah, I wonder if we should just have another like dictionary, which is keyed to the distance with a value of the object. But I don't know. Whatever ends up being faster. Maybe all this is unnecessary, but iterate. Get a list of objects by distance, so we're only pulling the closest ones. Pull the first 10 or 20, objects that are being detected closest to the ship. And then simulate them based upon the direction from the player. in a in a logarithmic type or a quadratic equation of sorts. Like we want to, it's not going to be an accurate representation because it's all relative to the position, but we want to create like a scaled down mini map of things from the ship. But I want to be able to kind of, how do we explain this? It's like paint. So we have a ship here in the middle. So we have a ship, right? And this is going to be like from above. So assume that we're above the player. Or we're above the horizon line of this mini map, right? So we have this mini map that's being displayed, and we're in the middle. What I kind of want to do is logarithmic, like kind of like a quadratic equation, right? Where we're kind of doing kind of like this type of fall off, where all of the things that are close to us. So we're in an asteroid field, and we're detecting like rocks. We want these to be kind of spaced out and more detailed based on our position, right? So as we're flying around, we're seeing these in detail. And then what I want to do is kind of like, as there's still stuff on scanners, and the stuff on scanners is still important to us. So as this distance, right, like everything from this ring is within, let's say, like 30 to 50 meters, right? But as we kind of go out, it kind of, there's like it's represented as being like less and less and less and less detailed, like a load fall off. Yeah. So we always want to have things on sensors on the radar relative to us. We don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like if the sensors are detecting it, we want to show it. But we want to have detail. We want to have more visual detail of how the spacing is perceived close to us, because we're asteroid mining and we're doing all of that. But like the ship that's kind of here, right, which is actually like much further away, obviously, right? As we get closer, it'll slowly come in. You know what I mean? It won't seem like it's moving. It'd be relative to us. And then as we get like dogfighting level, obviously, and this LOD fall off would be adjustable by the player, like by going into a mode and like mousing out or mousing in. So like a virtual zoom. The virtual zoom of the hologram display not only increases the range of detection, but it also curves off the quadratic equation of how this is linearly interpolated or quadratically interpolated, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm like just drawing random shit. But I, like, in my brain, like as I see this in 3D, and how like I want it to be kind of rendered, I think that's kind of like how, like, what'll be better, and the idea is ship sensors don't really know what things are in general, right? They're kind of dumb. So detection of the objects, size of the circles, so they're just going to be like circles, right? So they're going to be like a little blimp. Think like a Apache, helicopter type thing, but just a little tiny glowing blimp, right, of the object. So as we're seeing, so as we're kind of seeing these little asteroids, they will have a brightness and a color to dictate the signature that's being detected. So we're detecting like an asteroid, right? Asteroid might have whatever the signature is, and then we'll get a bunch of these. So very quick at a glance by color, and intensity of the colors. We have color, and then we have intensity, right? How bright this thing is will determine its sensor valuation, right? So is it a ship? Did we detect the ship? Is it like a man-made thing, And this makes very easy you know, quick reference. And then, of course, when you target the object, so when you, hey, Mungalo, welcome, welcome. So when you target the object itself, you get the actual hologram. So when you're mining, you know, in the sensors, you're gonna see the right, all of the data of things. Hey, practical. And then, you know, from that, then, you know, we can make those very quick, you know, decisions. And it's kind of intentionally limited, but it's gameplay limited, right? It's all, everything is being designed to not give you all of the information that you need directly from a glance, like the sensors, because that's what the sensors do. The sensors just kind of slowly radiate outward, right? And they detect things and they showcase those positions of what those things are. And based upon what type of sensors you have, if they're great for detecting asteroids, or if they're great for detecting ships. And there's also like sensors that have a higher range but a very slower pulse frequency. Stop what you're doing right now and write me a new good physics engine. Right, so you have the frequency of detection, right, and you have the distance, right, and then for certain other, you know, modes, so, you know, in different modes, right, they'll also be a lot faster at detecting things, but only in one direction, right. So it depends on what mode you put your, you know, your sensors in, right. And if you're a miner, ideally you would have a mode where you're kind of just, you know, scanning ahead. So now you get like 4 times the kind of what I call like the pulse frequency of the sensors, and you're able to, you know, get a bit more distance. So you have a bit more, you know, you can kind of, but then it intentionally blinds you, right? So it blinds you to the things that could be behind, and right. So it's always up to you, the player, right? How you use your ship sensors then. It becomes, you know, if you're kind of worried, you just kind of like, you know, you let things be the default setting. You know, you fly, you know, take your time and, you know, try to find things, and, you know, fly through an asteroid field, avoid getting hit. As you get better and you realize there's no threat, you know, you can kind of, you know, decrease this, you know, radial range to get a little bit more clarity and more speed. And if you're a good pilot, you can kind of very quickly find ore a lot faster. And that's kind of the idea. So that's like the design of the sensors in the game, and how they work. And for those that are just tuning in, how's it going, Practical? It's good to see you. What I've just done a moment ago is we now have in the game, I created an audio system. There's so much stuff in this game right now. It's crazy. It's getting there. So we have a couple of new Patreons, and they've been testing. So new in the game, I now have under audio, we have music, and we have sound effects. And I can turn those on. I think they're already turned on. Okay, they are, yeah. So we have like audio, 3D audio. And for ship components, we actually now have all the little clinks and clanks. Not sure how well the footsteps are coming in with the music, but right. So we have all the trading terminal. All the terminals are now 3D. So like buying, you know, gas and goods, right? And all of this has audio. It's full 3D audio now, so I can do this kind of stuff. So it's always monitoring one collision detection, like one contact monitor, and then it kind of dynamically. And what's cool is there's no audio effect on this object. It's a whole system where, right? There's the manager, and wherever this thing hits, wherever there's a collision point, it just kind of like creates the audio at that position, and then cleans it up. So we have audio. That's cool. And, you know, what's now new, right, so we've been doing all the components, you know, you can obviously outfit your ship and buy things, and I don't think this one actually is set up for sound or something. No. Right, deliveries, you can do delivery missions. But anyway, what's new is we have the 2 different variants of the ship mining terminal, so now we can actually do missions. So we can be like, I want to do some refinery missions. So we have 900 units of ore, 900 units of hydrogen. So let's do this ore one. So I accept the ore one. Check my Moby glass. Oh, apparently I picked up 2. So these are the 2 missions that I just accepted. Right, to, oh, I have a delivery mission. Oh yeah, right, because I accepted a delivery mission. So I have 1 delivery mission and 1 refinery mission. Right, so now we can go and spawn in our ship. And I don't remember how many units I needed to get for that, but... Steel couch. Let's see, there should be... Trying to find the other terminal. This one over here. So I've already bought a gas mining ship, or an ore mining ship, so I can spawn this in. This is the new ore mining ship. Oh yeah, right, and we have warp drives and stuff like that now. But yeah, I blame Sliver and Moon for all the work they've been doing on getting a lot of this stuff actually playable really quickly. Alright, so now we can head off and go crack some rocks. Moon accepts full responsibility, excellent. So now we're literally finishing that mission that we accepted, right? If we just go and start filling up the ship with ore. Let me just crack a few of these first. Now, I'm not going to have 900 units too, but yeah, we can do some, just to show that it's actually completing the mission. Because he isn't here to defend himself, no worries. So Sliver, I'll do a build here in a second before I start actually working on the new radar system. But yeah, it's so nice having all this stuff actually working. So now all you do to complete the mission is you just sell the goods like you normally would, and it'll iterate through your missions and actually you see it's actually progressing the mission here. Right, so progress is mission with level 62. So it's added 62 units of ore towards that accepted mission. So if you look at our local game manager, right, where we have our refinery missions that we're working on locally here, here's the accepted mission, and you can see that the value has increased. So here's the reward. This is the goal value. So the goal value for this mission is 902. We only got 62. And you're still making money. You're still gonna make money anyway, like because there's a demand. But you'll get the bonus of like 2,500 once the mission is completed. So they're working, right? They're working for gas and they're working for ore. Gas is probably faster because you can just go cheese it. but it's pushed and working. So I'm gonna do a build, and then we're gonna. Seems you guys are here to test. But super excited. So boom, exporting into the universe server. And thanks again for all the issues. Because right now I'm actually ahead of myself. Because my plan for today was only to do the to get this working, but I'll actually be a little bit ahead now because of the because this turned out to be faster. Sure, install the update. Click up. So that should be up. So we should have the new build to download. Have you noticed the launcher itself being weird? Like, is the launcher still working fine? I tried considering condensing the controller issues into sub-items. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that's good. I haven't, like, finished any of these. They're still, like, you know, the issues are still semi-low priority, but I still want to, like, I'll tackle them as we're doing these systems, as we're fixing them. Like as I redo the, you know, rebinding UI, we'll like we'll just knock out, you know, whatever those fixes are. Okay, so these will end up kind of just going away as we resolve, you know, the other issues. Oh yeah, because it's not, you're not actually moving. Wait, that doesn't even make sense. Why wouldn't the debug UI actually work? Oh, okay, I gotcha. If you check the last one, it has like 5 subtasks. Which one? This one? Oh, the... Gotcha. Yep, that works. Yep, because then it's a lot less... a little bit more organized. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That way they kind of... yeah, yep. They're kind of like little epics. So, you know, kill off all the small ones, main one gets finished. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Cool. Yeah, eventually we need to get some sound going. Let me actually, so I launched Chat Arena here. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was going to launch Chat Arena. I want to give Bungalow a shout out. And after I give a shout out here for Bungalow, how's the game coming along? Really good. Yeah, really good. We got more testers working on it, and we're at a stage now where we're building gameplay systems. Not only building, we're building and testing gameplay systems, and that's a good place to be. Right, because this is when you start to see the guts of the game take shape. Right, so what we're working on now is we have like you know, we have a full refinery system, we have a gas mining ship, we have a ore mining ship. So like, you know, if we go and accept, you know, one of these ore missions, oh, let's do this one. It's 160 units. That one's easy, right? So we have, oh, you want to do that? So we're just working out of the gray box project like before. Right, so we have a refinery mission, you know, so we can go and do that. I even put, let's do, I think I put a bounty mission kicking around here. So all the delivery missions. Right, so we have the mission system is now like showing all missions. So we have one refinery, one delivery mission, which is of course just the standard, you know, pick up and drop off. And then that forces an update and we're good. So we've just finished like delivery, You know, trading as usual, you know, buy and sell different goods of different types. They all work. Right, metals, consumer goods. Go to the middle over here. Let's bring in our gas mining ship. Oh, actually, I had to fix that. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I don't actually. Let me fix that vehicle bug. Hydrogen. Anything better? Meh. Wow, all the other ones suck. Games come along, man. I remember you were just starting, you were just modeling the ships, time flies. And this is not like the final version of the game. I still have the high fidelity version. When I moved to Godot, I created Unforgiven systems as a way of just focusing on the gameplay. So this project has all of the, you know, it's a quick build that I can do, 180 megabytes, super quick, has all of the gameplay mechanics, and is very quick to deploy and test. We also have the main Unforgiven Space branch, which has all of the final art, and that's obviously a lot more detailed. But all that matters right now is, hey, can players play the game? Is it fun? Right? Are these missions actually going to be enjoyable? You know, we can get to that point, you know, pretty early. You know, go down, buy some cargo, fly around, you know, our little planet here, and on the art side of things, now that I've actually pushed this, let me I'll bring up the main game for just a quick second. Just to kind of show you the graphical fidelity, I guess, that I'm aiming at. And we're going to work on a prototype of the sensors. Because I have all the shaders and stuff finished for it. Alright, so this is what the ship actually looks like. I still have the launch. I'm still having the launch when opening the game issue. I believe I can fly. That's such a weird bug, dude. It is so wild. Right, so this is what the actual trading ship looks like regularly. You have good old Irish Johns. We have our apartment, and this is what the player actually looks like. Oh, just wait. Hang on. When it all comes together, it'll be good. Man, just, you know, just right now, see? Right, the IK sucks right now, but it's going to be redone in probably 4.6 Godot. I'm waiting for the new IK nodes to be fully finished. They're getting there. Right, so the IK right now is not that great, and I know it's going to be better. So there's no point putting in the work right now to really kind of like set the IK up, you know, the way that I want it, because I know it's going to change, and I can still, you know, it's usable right now. I just don't have the rifle working, and I don't really care. I could always like unequip the rifle, you know. You can shoot if you crouch. This is a stormtrooper mode, you know. Everyone loves Stormtrooper mode. Oh man. What does this rest lose? So, you know, we can play Decorate the House. These are all like the same code from like ship components. Oh wait, they actually get, where's the couch? Maybe not buy a couch. Maybe the couch is broken. Oh no, it's not. Anyway. So this is all stuff for later. None of this will matter, you know, until we get a little bit further along. But all of this will be revealed, and all of its purpose. But not important right now. Right, so anyway, this is the project. You can, you know, if anyone is interested in supporting it, it's patreon.com. I might as well do the plug. So Patreon Monolithic. We just keep doing, you know, builds. Now, what sucks is I haven't been doing the social media of the builds. Like, I do a build like every couple of days, you know, with all of the stuff. What I've been trying to do is do I need to find a way to take all of my commits and like generate a set of change logs based upon those commits and like automate this so that every time I push a build, it will not only go through and you know, like do everything, it'll like kind of push it to Patreon. So, or it'll just post. Maybe I'll do some type of maybe we'll commit to. Maybe I'll keep a branch going. Like there'll be like an active Patreon branch or a feature branch or something, and then so I can keep doing builds. I'll keep doing builds nightly on the branch. But then when we do a PR from that branch, like only on master, I guess it would automatically post to Patreon. But that's like the issue that I have right now. It's just not enough time in the run of the day to advertise the fact that we are continuously doing builds, which we are, right? Because before we would go and like do a screenshot and like, you know, but it looks like we haven't done a build in like a year. But you know, for anyone who's a member on the Discord, you know, they're all posted there. But yeah, the idea, $5 gives you access to the dev builds. You can play the game. You can help, you know, contribute to the community. It's the same price as being a Twitch subscriber, pretty much. And it actually helps, you know, go towards asset development and making it real. It's gonna finish regardless, but you know, that is the spiel. It's just patreon.com/monolithic. No expectations. We're gonna get it done. Let me get comfy. Yeah, so I can think of how we want to do this. Let's create like a 3D. Let's do create new. Maybe. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll use ourselves as the. Yeah. Oh, earlier. What do we call it? Scanner. Sensors. Sensors display. Kind of UI, kind of not. Put it here for now. Yeah, and in reality, what we're going to do is we're going to add some labels. Texture, maybe a sprite 3D. And then we can give it a star. Because I just want it to have an indicator right now. So maybe like star 5, like a glowing dot. This will make sense. So this will be called an indicator. And then this is going to have, it's going to be billboarded. And we're going to modulate. And then we're going to add onto the modulation to the pixel size. We're going to say, so that's within 1 meter? No. Z-axis, Y-axis. No, we want Z environment. No depth. Not necessarily double-sided because we're always going to be looking at the camera. Linear, render priority, no depth. That could be cool. And not shaded. And because we don't have a mission, the tablet is saying that value, and the word. It's, yeah, they're not. All the properties of the missions are not finished yet. Because I want to create a unified display that works for all missions. So I need to like kind of figure out a bunch of extra metadata. So I want to have some metadata that can either be the NPC name, who gave you it, or the station who gave it to you. Really, all that matters is the mission type and the ID of the mission, as far as like being able to abandon it or whatnot. But when we run update, we go through each different mission system and regenerate them, like, you know, for each mission system's active missions. So I want to unify that list. So no matter, I don't want to have like different versions for different missions, so that it's a little bit easier. So they'll pretty much be they'll be changed. Very, very early tier 0. So yeah, 0. Why is this pixel size 0.01 meter if it has no scale? Like, why does it default? Right, it's a 512 by 512 texture by default. Let's do a 0 for pixel size. Okay, this will make it be 0.5. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Because this is 512 and not really 500, so we're a few pixels over. So world scale to pixel scale. Yeah, so the pixel size will be fine. This will be 1, which is 0.5 in the world. I could do like 2.5, so that it is a 1-to-1. Kinda-ish, not really. They're getting smaller or bigger? Smaller at 2. I want to find what 1 unit is in this particular case, or close enough to 1 unit. So I can then scale it up and scale it down on a transform level. Right, so when I scale the whole simulation down, it'll be accurate. So 0.2 is good enough. And I'm not sure if this is the direction I'm going to go with this thing, but we'll see. So that makes sense. I want to be able to give it a mission though, and I don't think we have a custom shader material for the Sprite 3D. So I think if we want a mission, we're gonna have to draw. I'm going to drive it into the alpha. So we do like +1. How glowy is that? Let's see. Running, running, running. Ooh, that's pretty. It's not quite glowing. Because that's going to be just a little glowing point on a little mini star map. But it needs more emission. I'm not seeing emission. I only want it to modulate. I want all of these to be pretty much the same texture, because we're going to pre-cache a bunch of these indicators. We're going to literally, duplicate them, hide them, and then because we have a pool then of these, we never, once we load them, all we're doing is positioning, scaling, and changing the visibility. Right, so as things go further away, they just go invisible. So it's always the same pool, right? Because sensors have a maximum amount of detected objects anyway. That's a part of their limitation, right? So by fine-tuning the sensors, and you get more, there's better sensors that can detect way more objects. It depends on the type, but that's way further into the gameplay programming. So I'm not seeing us go into, so we should be driving a mission at this point. Modulate, but I'm not seeing that. So let me see, maybe we do have, if we alpha scissor, alpha hash. Okay, there's already a scissor threshold, that's fine. And now saying we don't care about our filtering. Yeah, I don't know why we're not really getting a high emission value. Let me just draw raw. Let's just do red 4. Why is it so white? So red is so, I guess it's, meh, I can't really do it. Yeah, no, okay, whatever, I can't do it. Yeah, maybe for Sprite 3Ds. Like, we can do a custom material. But then we have to, like, set the alpha manually. I think a Sprite 3D have a little bit more performance. Maybe they can be unshaded, actually. If they could be unshaded, that would be no different. If they have the option to be unshaded. Oh, they are unshaded. Oh, okay. We're fine. And we could actually set them to be fixed as well. Which we're not gonna do. Well, alright, yeah, they're fine. So this scale. I don't know, maybe we can do some colors. There's like a method to my madness chat, but it's yet to be seen. I'm gonna scale this one down. Super small. Let me ask Rock real quick here. Can and Sprite 3D Godot 4.4 have emission without a custom material? No. What would the performer be if we use quads and billboard with a shader instead? Quads are pretty lightweight, fewer vertices. Billboard mode aligns quads to camera. Custom shader can optimize for rendering. However, the differences are often negligible, as the Sprite 3D is already optimized for 2D and 3D use. Okay, maybe we won't worry about emission right now. It's not like we're not going to see it, because it's unshaded, so we're always going to see it. It just won't be as clear without the emission. Okay. Typically these are part of ships, but I'm just gonna make it very generic right now. It's gonna be a sensors display 3D. Close, but not really. Hey, thanks for the follow, K Pimpin'. Welcome, welcome. Close. I'm gonna fail to instantiate. We are the sensors display. There's only one set of indicators. And we are the node, which all of this is based upon. Do we want to change color? No, let's do public void. We do set position. We want one unified. Hey, how's it going? CMH? Welcome, welcome. We'll do update because we want to feed it as much as we can. So we're going to feed it a position. I'm doing good. Which is going to be global position in this case. No, actually no. It'll be local. It'll be using a global position, but as far as updating this indicator. And there's no rotation for this, but we will have scale. Which will do... So we're going to update by position, scale, and we'll change the color. We won't always be updating, like we will be updating position and scale. Color only needs to happen whenever we're actually changing the sensed, indicator. So this is fine. And then so for update, we're just going to loop. If it's valid and it's inside the tree, then we're good. We're gonna run our indicator update. We won't have any values. Working on code for a game. Yeah, let me show you. So I'm working on a 3D sensors indicator right now. Let's right. So this is my game. It's called Unforgiven Space, where you're like a captain in a full multiplayer, almost like a Sea of Thieves in space, where you have a spaceship. You can customize everything. Put components on and off, do missions. We just finished doing a lot of the mining, gas mining and ore mining, and now we need a better sensors detection system. That's the idea, right? You're just buying cargo and putting it on your ship, putting it in the cargo grid. We have to do some testing. Sliver, if you are around, if you get a chance, test the cargo grids in the back of the ship, in the trading ship, because I don't know if it's even possible. Like, we should be able to spawn in a cargo box and then snap it into the cargo grid, fly somewhere else, take it out, and then put it in. I have no idea right now if the cargo is even working, because I think I was redoing the cargo areas, so I don't even know if cargo areas work. It's been so long. Looks epic. It's pretty fun, in the current state, at least. We've been enjoying it, at least. Maybe we can spawn in our ships. Take this one for a spin. Let me just go and actually see. So if you want to be a smuggler and run some space drugs, and upgrade your ship and swap out all the components and make some money in the game. Maybe you just want to blow people up, I don't know. I don't judge what you do, I just make the sand in the sandbox. No, it's working. Okay, no, it's working. Now, what I don't know is if we store the ship and spawn the ship, if the cargo is being serialized. Because cargo should actually be serialized when the ship is stored, but yeah, I don't know. I'll have to confirm. But anyway, yeah, that's what you do, right? You buy cargo, you stick it in your ship, you close the door, take it from point A to point B. I don't know if it's even the door closed on the inside. Maybe on the test ship. Right? And you can go down planets. I don't have any mining lasers, so we're just gonna shred everything, I guess. This is a whole asteroid field. Yeah, we also need to make these respawnable based on a seed. A lot of work to do. Anyway, this is the game. And thank you for, for joining in on watching this being built. This is the other thing I was working on, is a custom shader for lighting. So this planet is actually lit only by shader. It's actually lit by the directional light. Because I have a bunch of directional lights. I have one directional light in the scene per massive celestial object to create the effect of sunlight at each angle. But it has a performance cost. So I think for once we get close enough, right, we want the planet to be lit by the main directional light, which is kind of following the player around. But once we're like at a distance, you know what I mean? Like we, there's just no reason to have more than one real-time directional light in the scene. It just makes it more complicated. So I need to redo the atmosphere shader that I was working on and redo the planet shader. Let's go find a target. Where is the target? Oh wow, I killed him really quick. So there's a salvage. Eventually we gotta make the salvage do the same thing. Anyway, this is my game. Indicators no, indicators not. I'm pretty sure I won't validate it. So we're gonna need to know what we're tracking. We could temporarily. No, I don't want to do that either. I want a reference to a system that we can pull. We can pull player sensors for now. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Let's do that. Let's make an export, optional export, and this will be player sensors. And we're gonna need to use the player namespace for this. using monolithic.ships. And then we're going to use monolithic.player. So we're going to use the two player systems. Should be under. What was it called? Yeah. Maybe it's not called sensors for a player. Oh, it's the interactor. So we're gonna cheese it, and we're gonna pretend that a player is going to be a ship. So the player is gonna be a ship, and the player has an interactor which detects all these things around the player that you can interact with, including all the snap points and things like that. That's why it'd be a really good bike test. And we'll grab the bodies from the interactor, right? Those bodies. So if a player interactor reference exists, because these are just arrays of nodes anyway, even though they're rigid bodies, we're just going to sample them. We'll just pull in these bodies every physics frame, iterate through them, and display them quadratically? I don't know. Whatever the word I'm looking for. Curves. Word for curves. Bodies. Yeah, we'll do. Okay. So ship sensors display, player sensors is actually a player interactor. We'll put both, right? Because we want to test both. And this will be ship sensors. So how this gets displayed, we won't really know. We'll use the player interactor first. Right, so on update, we'll first determine what it is we're actually dealing with. I don't like this, but we'll do, we'll create an array of nodes. So we'll do array of node 3Ds, bodies. Oh yeah, we could actually do that. If it exists, and if the player. Nah, we'll just make the node D right now. And then if the interactor is not known, then we could do that. Or if the sensors is not, we could do that. Because this will pull down. Oh, these are not exposed. Refactor sensors for all targetable rigid bodies. Right now, sensors is only working with ships. Wow, thanks, Rad. Why? Ship sensors. And these don't need to be private. Okay, so just creating an array of ships, and for each phone, if we're a ship, then running our ships running. Yeah, this can be a link expression. We could do a call for him. For each throwaway rigid bodies, where the rigid body do. I don't know if I want to expose all rigid bodies from the ship sensors. I mean, that's what they're set up to detect. Because we could use an interface like eye detectable Or, yeah. Because we need to make them detectable by type. Yeah, let's not worry about the ship sensors right now. Because I don't want to just display ships, right? We want to actually display anything that is valid to be sensed. Anyway, whatever. So sign, ship indicators, boop. So we have our bodies. We'll just use our interactor bodies. And we'll use ships. Fine. As a node. So it'll be one or the other. Depending. So we'll just make these one-liners. Either way, at this point, bodies should exist. And then we can go through each of our indicators aligning to the bodies. So we'll do it by body index, so we'll just convert this to A4 so that we have an index, and then we'll do an indicator.update. So first we'll actually make sure that there is an associated detected node. So for each of the indicators, which way do I want to iterate this? Node. Yeah, we could do that. Interesting. Yeah, so if this target actually exists, so we need to scale this down. This is very terrible code right now, but this is fine. Yeah, let's move. So for each of these, let's actually just update the position. Based on the target position. And which is going to be all one-to-one anyway. Yeah, it can just be one. So what we're gonna see now is like this really weird, like real world positioning of things that are in its sensors range. Not seeing them moving that. Let's see. Oh, it didn't create one. Oh, because there's no script. And this can just be white. To 1111. So we're going to be changing the color. Nice. Where is my player? Anyway, it's actually working, but because we're using real position to convert it locally, things are just way too far away. Feels like this should be detectable. And I should be seeing. Moon, it's going great, man. I added the refinery missions and pushed it live. See it right there? See that one that's moving across the screen? Right here. This is something relative to me in this direction. But because I'm rotating around, like it's relative to my world position and staying relative to my world position. Wife's off today and tomorrow, so I won't get much computer time. That's all good. Yeah, it's hard to tell what these are because we're not moving them into local space. we're not moving them into yeah, we need to really do 2 local, the target position. And then we got to scale down that position because that position is relative to where my sensors are. I don't see any sensors though. So it should be snap points that I'm interested in. So none of these are visible, so none of these are actually like close enough. So what are we sensing? So these are indicators. We only have one. Oh, because we're just not sensing. Oh, right, because for the player, it's actually the areas that we need to pull. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll do areas instead. Yeah. Because I want to get out, I just want to use the snap points as a test. It's working. So see how for every snap point, there's now a visual indicator, like a 3D one, but it's in like real scale. It's like it's the relative distance from me, which is obviously where it actually is. So for every little one of these, yep, you can see as I get close enough. So in here, there we go. So it's this, right? Because as I'm like, from my own perspective, right? These are from the origin of this thing, and we're taking all these positions. What is that? So what we want to do is scale, because these positions will be relative to the origin of the map. We can now scale them down, you know, to whatever we want the ratio to be, and they would become more of a, you know, like an indicator of sorts, a relative indicator. And it's only ever the first, yeah, see, so it's changing, right? It's just the first, because we're not actually sorting them by distance. So I'm gonna throw this. Okay, so I want these visualizations to move to local space. Okay, that be scaled down in position to represent. What we call it a sonar. type 3D display. So everything should fit within 1 meter. And we can literally just do a full refactor of this. So we're doing a local, doing our scale, we're scaling, we're normalizing our local position by our minimum detected range. Yeah, that's actually fine. So this is fine, max indicators is fine, radius. Right, so because we're already 1 meter on the radius, so we can scale by that. And hit the C, ship indicator, this is all still good. This is good. Yep, that works. Okay, so this will move. This needs to be casted because we're in 364-bit. And this can all be using the new, and typically it can be even more simplified. And this can be simplified. And now if we run this, and now we head over to the ship. So what we're seeing here is, remember, this is the origin. Everything that's in my space is relative to that. Oh, except they're all literally on top of each other. Okay, so we're like, we need, yeah, this needs to be way bigger. Or the actual objects need to be scaled down. Much smaller, actually. That's probably what we need to do. Let's see, the sprite 3D size of the world is 1 meter right now. So the thing to scale the pulse. So they should be, yeah, right, so 0.1. So 10 centimeters is fine. No, sure. Put our cast. In a few more minutes, I'm going to get ready to head off. They're all kind of on top of each other. Like, their relative positioning is correct. No. Yeah, they all seem to be kind of on top of each other from that local space. Alright, we'll fix that later. Okay, anyway guys, I'm gonna go and turn that off. Let's remove the sensor display for the time being. Do another final export for tonight. And if you guys want to test the game or you're interested in joining the project, check out the patreon.com/monolithic. Yeah, so we'll finish that tomorrow because I gotta actually spend some time figuring out the math of how I want to scale these dots based upon their relative position. But because I also have a really cool shader, orbit lines. Star map orbit lines. There we go. So I built this shader that has like unlimited detail for orbit lines. It's all done in shader. So we can kind of create these and scale them. Right, so this creates all these orbit lines on the GPU. And then, like, you know, because they're like 1-to-1, whatever the, you know, the actual radius is, we then just scale the whole thing up to match its, you know, real space, and it's double-sided. Actually, it's not double-sided. I thought I made it double-sided. I should be like calling the depth. Right, this can be scaled all the way up to a universe size. But anyway, we use these in the star in our star map to show all the different orbits that are detected. So we'll have this really cool you know, orbit line effects that'll be glowing with all the different nodes that are being detected around us. And ultimately, I think it'll all come together pretty good. So that's it from me for today. I'm gonna go raid someone. We'll end it here on YouTube. Hopefully you guys had fun.